Thoughts, I guess, Auburn is not usually a typical destination for this program, so what does that say about where they are and you're all excited about being here?
Well, I mean, we're thrilled to be here. This is the first time I've ever actually been to Auburn. I've had Auburn games, road and neutral, but I've never actually been to Auburn, so I'm really excited to be here. But look, I mean, we go to where we think the best games and best atmospheres are each week. Our bosses decide that, and we were thrilled when they decided on coming to Auburn and having Kentucky and Auburn play since they've traditionally been so good, and then last year had 3 epic games, especially in the Elite Eight. It's going to be a great atmosphere, and we can't, not only for the show, it'll be a great atmosphere for the show, but it'll be a great atmosphere for the game. So I'm looking forward to seeing it up close and personal.
Surprised that Auburn is having the success they are with what they lost, or not so much with the veteran teams?
No, I mean, maybe if you'd said, okay, after 20 games they're going to be 18-2, I would have said, oh, that's pretty ambitious. But Bruce, it's similar to when he was at Tennessee. You lose players, and they still play. They've still got good players, and they still play their tails off together. It's a different team. They don't play at quite the same tempo, and they're more interior oriented, and they don't shoot it like they did last year or press as much. But last year was an extraordinary group. I mean, I think it was 450 threes they made last year, 11 a game. You don't see that very often. And then to do what they did at the end of the season. I saw them quite a bit in Maui. I had them for 3 games in Maui last year, and you could tell that was a Final Four caliber team. But to do it the way they did with Chumo Kiki getting hurt and then 1 bucket away from the title game is an extraordinary season.
What does it say about the job Bruce has done in just a short time? I mean, this is a place where you guys would have never come a couple of years ago, and now it's a showcase game on Saturday. To have that quick build of a program like he's done here.
I'm not surprised by that. When Bruce was working for ESPN when he took the job, and remember talking to him about it, that he was going to do a great job here. That's just sort of what he does, and he did it at Tennessee and here. So I'm not surprised, just really impressed, and always have been with the way he goes about it. He's a great basketball coach.
When you look at what Kentucky has with Nick Richards, and you said Auburn's obviously they changed a little bit. They're going more inside. What do you think of the matchup there, and Austin Wiley and McLemore having to deal with that?
Yeah, well, both Wiley and McLemore have really good feet, and they can both run. McLemore's a different player than Wiley. Wiley's a back-to-the-basket, low-post player and an elite-level rebounder. And McLemore can block shots. He can step away and knock down threes. So those two combined will be a big challenge for Nick Richards. But Richards is playing as well, if not better, than any big guy in the country. And since they went out to Vegas and Kentucky lost a couple games out there, and Richards didn't play well at all, especially for him. But since then, I don't know what sort of fire has been lit under him, but since then he has been fantastic and consistent at such a high level. He'd shown flashes like that before, where he'd have 19 rebounds in a game, or have a really good performance. But he didn't string them together, and that's sort of what experience and maturity does with a player. It's more old school in that regard. He's been high level consistent against the best competition, and that's really the measure. Do you do it against the best competition? He's doing it now, so I don't doubt after what he did at Texas Tech that he's capable of doing the same thing here. He's got that kind of ability, but it'll be a real challenge, I think, for Auburn to be able to contain him, but they can certainly do it.
What have you seen out of Isaac Okoro this season, and how much are you looking forward to seeing him go against some NBA-level backcourt at Kentucky?
Yeah, he's such a good defender, and he plays hard all the time, which for freshmen isn't always the case. You sort of have to learn how to play as hard as you need to on this level. But he plays hard, he's smart, he's picking it up, and he's improving offensively. He can really get to the rim and put the ball on the deck. But his defense is really something else. Like a lot of coaches will tell you, well, he can guard multiple positions, and it's really not true. He can guard multiple positions, and he can be a lockdown defender. Really an impressive young player. He's going to play in the NBA for a long time.
Like you said, this is a completely different Auburn team than last year. How do you think their keys to success are to make a push in the SEC tournament and into March?
Well, they have to continue to defend and rebound at a high level because they're not going to outscore people. Putting, and by outscore, I mean outscore kind of like out rebound or something where your offense is going to carry it. They're not an elite level offensive team, and so you're going to have times where scoring's going to have some scoring droughts, and they've had some of those. So that's where you're going to have to rely on defense to sort of shut other teams down. And it's not the kind of defense that they had last year where they could score off their defense and create a turnover and take it the other way. And even last year they could take it the other way and run to the 3-point line. This year it's more of a basket attack team, but they're not. They don't press as much. They press a little bit against Ole Miss, but they don't press as much. It's more of a sort of protect the lane, protect the bucket, good first shot defense, and make sure it's only one shot type of team. But they play hard. They play together, and the results are pretty darn good. 18-2. I think most teams would take that.
Cool. Thank you guys.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Jim.
it.
Thank you.